When I was a young boy, I went to the school, or like secondary school, near by the gate of Ngorongoro Conservation Area. So I started to see people like tourists going in and out of that protected area, Ngorongoro Conservation Area, and I was curious what's happening there. So I used to go from there and try to get close to the gate and see what's happening. So I started learning about wildlife and get more influence, like I want to keep doing this, find out what is happening. And that was the starting of me engaging myself in my long vision focus. Yeah, my name is Robert Godson Molel. I'm the director of World Nature Institute here in Tanzania. And right now we are collecting information about giraffes and other ungulates in Tarangire, Manyara, and outside protected areas as well.
Ungulates are mammals with hooves. Examples: buffalo, zebras, wildebeests, impalas, dik-diks and small ones, and giraffe, the largest of the ungulates.
So the ecosystem is really defined by these long-distance migrants, the wildebeest and the zebras. They go the farthest between the wet and the dry season. So they disperse the farthest outside of Tarangire National Park to the Simanjiro Plains and to the northern plains up towards Lake Natron.
Hapa tulipo ni upande wa kaskazini mwa pito la wanyama ambalo linatoka sehemu za Tarangire, hifadhi ya Tarangire kuelekea uwanda wa kaskazini ambao ndio kuna mlima Kitumbeine na Gilai ambao ndiko kuna tambarare ambazo wanyama wanazaliana. Right now there is a big expansion of Mtoambu town which is expanding toward the eastern side, like toward the mountain which is at the edge of the corridor migration. If right now there is no any measurements or any action should be taken to avoid that expansion of town toward that corridor, it means the wildlife will not be able to go all the way to the northern plain for the breeding time, and also to come down in a dry season for them to get water in Tarangire River in National Park.
They are really important prey items for a whole host of scavengers and predators. You would not have things like lions and leopards and all the vultures and all the other scavengers, jackals, hyenas. They wouldn't be able to persist here without the ungulates.
Used to be, back in the 60s, as many as a dozen different migratory routes in and out of Tarangire National Park, but now there's only two, and both of them are threatened.
In 1988, the estimate of the number of the eastern white-bearded wildebeests was roughly 40,000, and in 2001, the number was 6,000. They really crashed precipitously.
Tunachukua umbali kutoka mahali tulipo ili kuweza kujua kwamba wanaogopa magari, labda kuna kitu, labda uwindaji haramu unafanyika katika maeneo haya, na ndio maana wanaogopa kuwa karibu na magari, au wanapokuwa karibu na magari inaonyesha kwamba wanyama wako salama zaidi. Kwa hiyo unaweza kukuta wanyama wanakimbia umbali mkubwa sana, wanyama gari linapokuwa linawasogelea, lakini wanapokuwa karibu na gari ina maana kwamba wako salama na hakuna uwindaji ambao unasababishwa wanyama kukimbia mbali wakati unapojaribu kuwakaribia.
Because one of the biggest problems is poaching. It's rampant right around Mtoambu. That's right in that corridor, and there's terrible poaching of wildlife there. As Robert has discovered by talking with local people, many people there are only buying wild game meat, poached game meat, because it's really cheap and easy for them to get, cheaper than buying beef or goat. And so it's very troubling.
So if the wildlife decreases, then the tourism will decrease and the revenues will decrease.
And those revenues go towards schools and education and healthcare. It's important for the communities. I would probably say that there's not a lot of knowledge about this corridor and how important it is, and that's something that the Wild Nature Institute, what we're hoping to do.
Well, luckily in our ecosystem, it's predominantly Maasai people, and Robert is a great ambassador to the Maasai people, being Maasai himself.
The point of involving the kids on our conservation issues is because if you educate like young guys, when they grow up with that kind of feeling that they value those animals, and they grow up where they have conservation ideas. So as they grow up, they can change the whole community because they will have that kind of knowledge already, and it will be easy because they live there, they can tell people what's happening with wildlife and just create more awareness of loving those animals and keep more protection on those. So that's a good idea, I think.